says, no. He was very annoyed. He thought these were lovely cowboy boots. So he ran into the bathroom and he took off every stitch he had on him. And all he left on was the pair of cowboy boots. And he came walking back out, or running back out, and he says, do you notice anything different now, Peggy Sue? And she looks him up and down and she says, no. Nothing at all. No. Are you sure? Look, Fred, she says, it was hanging down yesterday. It's hanging down today, and it'll be hanging down tomorrow. So what'll be different? Jeez, he was really... Well, he says, do you know why it's hanging down? And she says, no. Well, he says, it's hanging down because it's looking at me new boots. Jesus, she says, it's an awful pity you didn't buy a bloody hat. Thanks for joining us. A lot of us could do with a few hats. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a crowd of renegades coming on now, and you'll see them like you've never seen them before. And they're doing an act about a retirement home for old footballers. And there's a doctor and a nurse in it as well. So would you please welcome on stage Cataldas Harton, Paula Fitzpatrick, Pádraig the Gunner Brady, Michael Caine, Seamus McCabe, Mark McKeever and Seamus Crotty, and they're doing this scene from the Old Folks' Home for Retired Footballers.
And this nurse is the ward for retired GAA players and officials. Now don't be fooled by the look of these boys, with their bald heads, their pot bellies, knobbly knees and short-term memory loss. Because let me assure you, Nurse Pratt, these boys were among some of the finest players ever to grace ordinary green fields in Ireland. Apart from this lad here, this lad never did much with his life, only chasing out hounds.
Jeez. Wish, do you hear them? Shh, it's all right. They're below in the red bog. Wish, I'll give them a call.
Come back.
Did you hear them? Jesus, I can find them.
Shh, come on out.
They're going on in McCabe's lane now.
You're asleep.
Wish, there's McCabe coming out of my car. Go easy with you, McCabe! You know you drive across them!
You'll whack yourself. Come on, you're asleep. Sit down. Sit down.
Can you not hear them?
I can't hear them.
You must be deaf, are you?
Well, I'm mad to be in here. Sit down. Go back to sleep. You're all right. You're all right, son. That's all right. Now, Ducky.
Come here, what about the rest of them? They're sound asleep. Are you going to wake them up?
You're right. I better wake them up for a little bit of exercise, just to make sure they're still with us. Now, boys, I want you all to give a big hello to Nurse Pratt, who's just started with us here today.
Hello, Nurse Pratt!
Over there, boys.
Hello, Nurse Pratt!
Hello, boys.
Tell me, Nurse, was your father a referee?
No. He was actually a politician.
Politician. A Pratt by name and a Pratt by name.
You can't say that. Go on, cop yourself. You can't say that. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Okay. How about our first activity of the day? A little bit of musical chairs.
Musical chairs. Off him, will you? Come on, up you get. Come on, come on. Will you leave him alone? Come on, up you get.
Hey, Kiva! I warned you about that before. That's a yellow card for you. Now, Nurse Pratt, maybe you'd have a wee chat with the boys. And I'll go off and prepare a few notes.
No problem. Now, well, how are you?
Oh.
Let me just check this pulse of yours. Get off him! What are you doing in here? Stop it! Sit down. No. Stop it. Cover yourself up there. No! I told you already. Get off him. Dr. Doolittle.
Oh, holy mother divine! Juicy Lucy! How did this one get in here?
I think let go.
She drives them all mad.
No, she's very strong.
Come here, you. Come here. I told you not to be coming over here. You're driving them mad. Come on. Now, Nurse Pratt, will you look after the boys till I get this one back to our ward?
With the whole leg of it. If she had stayed here much longer as the maternity ward.
Oh, you shut Right.
And I'm not sure where she came out of.
Yes, I know she should be gone.
Anyway, come here, tell me this. What's your name?
What's my name? Jesus, I don't know my name. Does any of you know your name in here? You might look at the head of the bed when you go into the room and you know our names. Huh? Oh, Jesus.
And come here, by any chance, have a look. Do you know what my name is?
Ah, Jesus, lad, don't tell me you don't know your own name. Well, you ask Dr. Doolittle when he comes in, does he know what your name is? Where is he gone?
Anyway, right. Boys, we're going to play a bit of a memory game.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, what about you? Do you know what 2 and 2 is?
194.
No. You're very close, just not quite. Oh, you look like you know. Do you know what 2 and 2 is?
Aye. Thursday.
No. You're also very close, but not really. Now, any chance you know what 2 and 2 is?
I do. 4.
Great. You tell the rest of these lads how you got it.
I just took 194 away from Thursday.
Now, Nurse Pratt, how are you getting on with the boys?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Brilliant, boys. I knew you wouldn't let me down. You are an absolute credit. So, as a little reward, how about a little bit of gentle aerobics?
Gentle aerobics with the nurse, is it?
No, with the nurse.
Dr. Doolittle, will you get him to sit down?
That Juicy Lucy has them gone mad. Come on back here, you. You know that. You're well past that.
Oh, they're back.
Come on, tuck that in and don't be that messing. Okay, boys. So how about a little bit of gentle aerobics? Okay, nothing too mad, nice and easy. Just take your time and we'll watch Nurse Pratt for the moves.
Okay, boys, are you ready? We'll go with the right hand and we're just going to go...
No. I said aerobics, not a rosary. You have a rosary after your supper. Now get tuned in and don't be wasting our time. And we'll watch Nurse Pratt for the moves. Over this way.
Okay, boys, so it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. Okay? Okay? You can do a bit of a wiggle.
Great, boys. Now that we have your attention and you're tuned in, how's about we do it to a little bit of music? Now, as I said, nice and easy, boys. Do what you can, give it your best shot, but don't go mad. I don't want anyone to pull anything. Let's hit it. Now you are flying. Get sitting down there and get yourself sorted. Now that we have the legs warmed up, the knees is back in action, and I think I heard a pulse or two there. How about a game of football?
I hate football.
Oh, holy Jesus. Here we go.
Oh, listen now. You have to play 2-on-2. It has to be 2-on-2. 2-on-2. Mind you, your football got you good, but look at the state you're in the wheelchair and the knees rotting on you.
Mind you, you didn't do yours any hardship anyway. I'd walk her at home, made that. Michael,
Oh,
you be the referee.
why do I have to be the referee?
You know nothing about football. I'm not learning.
But I'm not deaf.
No.
And nobody likes you.
And you're the one with the whistle, Chuck.
Okay, boys. Now that that's sorted, get yourselves organised. And to Nurse Pratt, maybe I'll do a wee bit of running commentary.
No problem.
J.S. Merediction, you're very welcome here to the Pikers Lodge in Gowna, County Cavan, for this eagerly anticipated contest between two of what can only be described as giants of the game. And the players are just making their way out onto the pitch now. They're limbering up, and they're absolutely jumping out of their skins in anticipation of what should be an absolutely fascinating encounter. They're going here now, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready. But wait a minute, the referee has a problem. The referee has a problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Nurse! Nurse! I need a pee!
And Nurse Pratt is making her way across the touchline.
No! No! Not that type of pee! A pee from the whistle!
And the referee's getting ready to throw the ball in. They're all excited, they're eagerly, there's a bit of tussling, and he's getting ready to put it in. Oh, he's definitely getting ready. And the ball's high in the air. Oh, but the trouser's down. That's surely a free kick. Oh, but wait a minute, McKeever has the ball. He touches it on his toe. Tip a hand, 3-yard quick shot. Oh, the referee blows his whistle. It's over carrying. It's a free out. It's a free in, and it looks like McKeever's going to take it himself. He's having a great influence in this game, and he gives it high up the field, and they're fighting for possession. can't seem to get their hands on it, it just won't stick. But wait a minute, McKeever's up again, he's in the clear. But McCabe is moving in, the ball McCabe is coming. We tried to get his brother, but this doesn't... Oh, that's an awful challenge. It's a terrible challenge. Awful stuff. And the referee's making his way over, he's going to have words. It might even be a caution. McCabe's trying to talk his way out of it. Oh no, it's a red card. I don't believe it, it's a red card. That's an awful pity. McCabe's day is over. He's going to have to go to the sideline. And it'll take Nurse Pratt and all the lakes and Gowna to watch this man. He's a terrible big man. Oh, that's an awful pity for McCabe. But meanwhile, there's a penalty to be taken and the man on goal's Porrick the gun Brady. We tried to get his brother too. And look at the concentration on this man's face. The concentration is unbelievable. I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, the lights are on, but there's nobody home. And he's taken an unusually long run up to this penalty kick. I think he's going to give it power. Oh, it's a save, it's a save. And the long whistle goes and it's all over, it's all over. Tonight's game was brought to you by White's, the funeral undertaker. The game was live tonight. I'm afraid it may not be live this time next week. Okay, boys.
Ah, Jeannie, Mac, would you look at this setting? They're exhausted. How are you going to get these to bed?
Don't you worry, Nurse Pratt. I've a small plan up my sleeve to get these boys off to bed so me and you can watch the Sunday game in a bit of peace.
Great.
You just watch this. Joe Bradley.
Does he ever shut up?
An O'Rourke, is that an anorak or is it a who?
I don't know. Look at the colour of his socks.
I can't make out a word Spillane is saying.
I don't know.
What do you think of that? Tell the truth, did any of you ever think you'd see McCabe in a Horn jersey? You ever see the leg? Fair play to him, that was very good, wasn't it? Yeah, well done. There was two women met in heaven and they were having a bit of a chat. And one of them says to the other, "How did you die?" And the one says, "Oh, I froze to death." Jeez, that must have been terrible, freezing to death. Jeez, I hate that. Oh, she says it was bad in the beginning. She says when I got cold and started shivering and my teeth started chattering and all that. She says once I got over that, she says it was very, very peaceful. She says, and I just died off. She says it really wasn't that bad. She says, how did you die? Another one says, I got a heart attack. Oh, she says, and how did you get a heart attack? She says, I was sure my husband was having an affair. I was certain of it. So she says, I took a half day off work and I went home at lunchtime and I ran into the house and there he was and him lying back watching the television with the remote control and not a sinner soul in the house, only himself. She says, I couldn't believe it. And she says, I was so convinced that there was a woman in the house, I searched the house from top to bottom. I went up, I looked under the beds, I went into the wardrobes, everything. She says, I ran down the stairs again, I checked the cupboards, I checked the pantry, I checked everything. Then she says, I went down into the cellar and I checked all down there. And she says, when I was on the way back up from the bloody cellar, I got a feckin' heart attack and died. And the one looked at her and she says, It's an awful feckin' pity you didn't check the freezer and the two of us could still be alive. Next on stage, a man that we've met, come round and score and on different things for a long time, and he's a very, very funny man. He has represented Killashandra and score for a long number of years, and he has an awful lot of funny stories. He's a good friend, and he's a workmate of Michael's in Killashandra. So he agreed to come up and do a story for us tonight. And the story that he's doing tonight is called The Owl Tooth. So would you please welcome on stage from Killashandra, Mr. Brendan Riley.
It's a true story, ladies and gentlemen. Some time ago, I was unfortunate enough to possess an owl tooth. And this owl tooth, well, it was a bad tooth. In fact, it prevented me from using the rest of me healthy teeth. It was dental surgery that was to be required. And it was for this reason that I went into the neighbouring town of Gowna. And while walking down Main Street, I saw written on the conspicuous part of a doorway, Dr. Shallow, F4SF, AABCD. Oh, he had a lot of letters to his name, this boy. All you who suffer, come to me. Come with hope, but I'll not deceive you. Whatever your pains are, I'll relieve you. And if your tooth aches, have no fear. Painless dentistry practiced here. I'll be dead as I am right now. And straight in I went and I spoke to him like this. Dr. Shallow, me dear, says I, have you any remedy here, says I, for a poor and suffering youth, says I, with a painful and broken old tooth, says I. Well, you seem a decent sort of chap, says he, and if you step inside a while, says he, and with me hammer and me file, says he, and with me finger and me thumb, says he, I'll make a survey of your gums, says he. And if that tooth be old and decayed, says he, sure I'll take it out of your head, says he, and I'll put a new one in instead, says he. But before I begin the job, says he, do you put your hand in your fob, says he, and hand me out 10 bob, says he. Oh, I don't mind about the cost, says I, as long as you do it quite fast, says I. And as long as it doesn't fall out, says I, while opening or shutting me mouth, says I. Oh, the devil of fear, says he. You can open your mouth from ear to ear, says he. But don't be hating tough mate, says he, or engaging in fiery debate, says he. And in the case of peril, says he, be careful when kissing the girl, says he. Well, anyway, as the old saying goes, to make a long story short, I got the tooth out. And I got a new one in instead. And home I went with a heart as light as a bee. And when I got home, the wife had a gourmet cooked for supper. And the very first bit that I ate, well, what do you think? Out hopped the tooth right out on the plate. Begob, I can tell you I was right vexed. And straight in I went to him the next morning and I spoke to him like this. Dr. Shallow, me jewel, says I, did you take me for an ass or a fool, says I, to think that for the truth, says I, that ye gave me a genuine tooth, says I. I went home last night, says I, with a heart as light as a bee, says I, and a vision of gladness before me eye, says I. And the very first bit that I ate, says I, out hopped the tooth right out on the plate, says I. So now I'm in here again, says I, for you to hand me back me 10, says I. And if you don't, says I, I'll bring you before the Lord Mayor, says I. Information I'll swear, says I. You'll be committed to jail, says I, and the devil of fear you'll get bail, says I. Well, you're quite an impertinent chap, says he, to think you're not at fault yourself, says he. To think that a man like myself, says he, would stain his illustrious name, says he. For I've pulled and put in teeth for Lord or more, says he, and 1,000 men more than a score, says he. And never before, says he, was that charge brought to me door, says he. So if you don't get out now, says he, I'll put you out on top of your nose, says he. And you can go and look for law wherever you chose, says he. Dr. Shallow, me rogue, says I. Look out for the top of me brogue, says I. I'll land you in kingdom come, says I, for the turn ye gave me gum, says I. You villain, you rogue, you scat, says I, that you and your teeth may rot, says I. And that every time you partake of a gourmet, says I, that your stomach may be sure to return it, says I. Well, a pistol I'll take from me pocket, says he, and I'll blow you up like a rocket, says he. I'll grind you into minced meat, says he, for the birds of the air to eat, says he. And I'll swear by all the books on that shelf that you pulled out that tooth yourself, says he. Ah, says I, there's no point having any more got to do with this rogue. And home I went, scratching me poll. And when I got home, sure, the wife says to me, you know, she says, sure, why don't you put that old tooth back in the very same hole it came out of? And you know, says she, it might last as long as yourself. Well, our wisdom and knowledge I'll ever praise, for the tooth is as good as the first of its days. Thank you.